Silence is rarely empty. It is full of decisions made long ago. Every quiet reaction you have today is connected to a moment where speaking felt unsafe. The brain archived that moment and turned it into instruction. Not suggestion, instruction. And instructions repeated long enough stop feeling external. They feel like personality. The nervous system is not interested in truth. It is interested in survival. If silence once reduced danger, it will repeat silence automatically, even when the danger is gone. The system does not update quickly. It protects old strategies because survival memory is conservative by design. This is why intelligent adults still obey childhood environments. The body reacts faster than logic. Before reasoning arrives, posture tightens, voice lowers, expression retracts. These are not conscious choices. They are rehearsed reflexes. Most people mistake reflex for identity. They say, "This is just how I am." But behavior that was trained is not identity. It is adaptation that forgot its origin. And forgotten origins are powerful. They operate without being questioned. Silence becomes efficient. It avoids friction, avoids exposure, avoids risk. The brain rewards efficiency. What is rewarded gets repeated, and repetition builds architecture inside the mind, not visible architecture. Functional architecture. Functional architecture is difficult to see from inside. You live inside the pattern while believing you are choosing freely. The walls are transparent. That is why they hold so well. Expression requires energy. Silence conserves energy. The nervous system always prefers conservation unless interrupted. Growth feels expensive. Stillness feels safe. But safety has a hidden cost. When expression is delayed repeatedly, pressure accumulates. The body stores what the mouth refuses. Tension becomes language. Anxiety becomes punctuation. This is not weakness, it is physics. Suppressed energy does not disappear. It changes location, and wherever it relocates, it demands attention. Quiet people are rarely calm. They are contained. Containment looks peaceful from the outside. Inside, it is negotiation. Negotiation between who you learned to be and who the body is trying to become. The conflict is subtle. That is why it lasts years. Most never notice the negotiation. They call the tension normal. Familiar discomfort feels safer than unfamiliar freedom. The brain protects familiarity even when familiarity hurts. Pain that is known feels safer than change that is unknown. This is the paradox of learned silence. It promises protection while quietly limiting movement. The cage feels padded. That is why it is tolerated. And tolerance becomes lifestyle. A quiet agreement between the mind and the environment. Remain small and remain safe. Control rarely arrives as force. It arrives as comfort. The most stable systems do not push against you. They align with habits you already trust. That is why you cooperate without noticing. You do not experience control as pressure. You experience it as preference. The mind labels familiar patterns as personal choice. When a structure matches your expectations, resistance disappears. Agreement feels natural, and natural systems are rarely questioned. The brain saves energy by predicting behavior. Prediction reduces uncertainty, and uncertainty is expensive. Control thrives in predictability. When tomorrow looks like yesterday, the system feels efficient. Efficiency feels safe. Safety is persuasive. It does not argue. It settles into routine and calls itself normal. Normal is the strongest disguise control has. People defend what feels normal, even when it restricts them. You rarely fight what you believe you chose, and that belief is enough to maintain the structure. It does not stop movement. It defines the boundaries of comfortable movement. Boundaries repeated long enough feel like personality traits. This is how architecture becomes identity. Slowly, quietly, efficiently. And once identity forms around a structure, defending the structure feels like defending the self. That is the moment control disappears from sight. It becomes internal. When control moves inside the mind, removing it feels like losing stability. In the next chapter, we examine why the brain protects the cage, even after the door is visible.